we go. Oh my gosh. All right.
Live. Love it.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Welcome to day 4, everyone.
Let's do this. All right. Noelle.
Round of applause for showing up on day 4. Like I say, most people are not successful because they don't even show up. And so obviously showing up is a really, really big part of it, because most people fall off after a day or two, or they just give up. And you guys are so awesome. You guys keep going. We already have about 40, 50 people here on the chat. Already in here on the webinar jam. Tyrone, Danielle is here again. Dwayne's here again. Nicole is here again. Naomi's here again. Crystal's here again. Chris is here again.
Dedicated. I love
see
it.
Some new names. Lanelli, Yolanda. Those are some newer names. So welcome, guys. So happy you guys are here today. We're going to really be getting into funding today so that you can kind of have your whole playbook. This is a wealth building challenge. I feel like it is a very, very awesome time to have your own business, to get some real estate, and to use business credit and business funding to fund it all. And for some of you guys, you're able to do that in 7 days, 5 days. You guys are able to get those trade lines and start getting stuff. Some people need a couple of months, but either way, we're all getting it done. I'm very proud of everybody for showing up, and I'm really, really excited for Thursday, day 4. Welcome, Matt. How are you?
Doing great. Again, I love to see how many people have been coming back, getting that homework done. We're going to go through again a quick recap, so that way if you missed any of the first 3 days, that's okay. You can catch up here. We're going to keep sending out the replays. Yep. And here we go. We're hanging in there. Love it, Udine. So I'll make sure that we recap what we've been doing the first, couple days here. You can rewatch those replays and make sure and really the whole thing with that is just, hey, go get that homework done. You've got 24 hours, 23 hours, 56 minutes to get that thing done. So get that, turn in that final assignment. And tomorrow we're giving away over $2,000 in free in grand prizes. So, you guys are almost there. We've almost made it. I love it. Noelle, I'm excited for today. I know welcome to day 4 as everybody is picked up on here. Keep jumping in the chat. Let us know where you're based out of. Use this as a networking opportunity. If you're watching on YouTube, as a reminder, that little ticker across the bottom, join the 5-day free challenge right there, www.noelleschallenge.com. That is the free link to join, get all of the replays, get all the follow-up info. You still have a chance to enter that grand prize. Like you've got one more day to catch up here. So we've designed this that you can jump in at any time, go do that, sign up and get all of the replays, get the full experience here to finish out the week strong. So you're almost there. Noelle, do you have any feedback from the first 3 days here?
I've been getting amazing feedback. I have been getting such positive feedback from everybody, even people that had, maybe did mentorship before, or they were working on it before and they had put it down. I've like reignited that spark in them, and they're like, okay, I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna get back on track. I love what you guys are doing here. They love DealMachine. Everybody's loving it. And I'm telling you, because it's something that I honestly use, and it's really great for real estate investing, and it's not very expensive, and it gives you so many things. And then with this challenge, you get to actually try it for free. So people are going to noelleschallenge.com. They're signing up. They're in here on the webinar jam. They're able to see your screen and see all the stuff that you're doing inside of DealMachine. So it's really connecting all of the dots. So again, if you're watching on YouTube or social media, go to noelleschallenge.com and register so you can see everything. Because the people here in the chat have been giving really amazing feedback that they really feel like they're starting to understand the software. They've been able to put their lead list together. They have, we had one person that found like 5-10 abandoned homes already. They've been able to track their routes already. People are in there playing around with the marketing tools and seeing the different letters that they can send, the different postcards. It's really starting to click for a lot of people that this can be an easy wealth building plan. And especially when you're combining business credit and business funding and saying, okay, this is how I set my business up. This is how I start getting trade lines on my business credit. So now I have my down payment. Now I have some marketing money. Now I have, my plan together. And then I have DealMachine. So then I'm able to put these lists together of properties that people are in distress or they have a lot of equity. I can kind of work this list. And I know this is a game of averages. So as much as we're also giving you information, we're also encouraging you. Like we used to be on the same end. Both Matt and I are both still real estate investors to this day. We actually do what we're saying. We talk our walk, I think is what they say. So we know putting these lists together, working these leads, it really will become a deal. And like I said, for some of you guys, that's going to be a wholesale deal. Okay. You're going to wholesale. We're going to show you some examples of people that wholesaled and did $150,000 in wholesale fees in like a year. Okay. And I wasn't far behind. My first year I did like $60,000 in wholesale fees. And that was right after giving birth, okay? Pushing a stroller and just finding deals.
Yeah.
So, you know, it really does grow because you can do the wholesaling thing and people are starting to realize, okay, and they're asking questions. We're getting good feedback about, okay, I get wholesaling. Then some of you are like, I fix and flip the house before, you know, maybe not to the level, but I could do that. I think I know some contractors. I know, you know, some of these properties, they don't seem to need too much work, so they can do a fix and flip. Like I said, the average profit on a fix and flip is over $65,000 according to Realty Track. Okay. Or you can get really wealthy and start keeping these properties, start having rental properties. And again, you can have a property manager manage them. You don't have to do everything yourself. And then we've also taught you passive ways to kind of talk to sellers, you know, where you're just sending letters, sending text messages, showing you all the amazing stuff in DealMachine where you can leave AI, you know, messages and voicemail drops and, you know, just speed yourself up. And then even stuff you can do where it does take a little bit more legwork, where you're driving in your car, you're tagging the property so you remember where you went. Then you have your list. It all transfers. So everything you do on your computer at home it follows on your phone. So you kind of are syncing that information. We talked about smart lists. Matt showed you that if you put a list together of, you know, 3 bedrooms for under $200,000 that, you know, are in pre-foreclosure. Well, as new properties with your criteria comes in, it will get added to your list and take off other ones. So your marketing is just so much more clear now. Like, you guys do not know the benefit of how much this is going to save you as a real estate investor. And all it's really going to take, I think almost all of you here know that, is you to focus in and just do it. It's not rocket science. It's not, you know, that you can't get money or that someone's trying to stop you. It's just you and you saying, okay, I'm committed, I'm focused, and I'm going to do this. And that's why I'm so excited that we're here. We got like 70, 80 people now, about to have like over 100 soon on here in this webinar jam. So again, go to noelleschallenge.com and get in here in this challenge so I can see your comments. I can see Dwayne, I can see Charlene, I can see Cynthia, I can see Richia, I can see Marion, you know, I can see Kanisha. Kanisha came back. Good job, Kanisha. And so just keep come on in here and let's get this together, because we have amazing content today around funding. So really putting it together like, okay, this is how you really could take yourself to the next level and not feel so stressed while you're trying to do this. So, all right, Matt, I'm gonna kick it back to you.
I just want to say your energy is just I always get fired up every time I get on here with you. Your energy is infectious. I love this. Put in the chat if you're loving what Noelle's saying here, guys. I'm having a really, really fun week with this.
I'm excited. Like the fact that everybody just keeps coming back. Because when I remember when I first started, people were like, no one's going to want to do this. I'm like, no, when they see that this is not difficult, they can make all this money, they are going to be very interested. So let's go.
And truly, like this group, I've done a lot of trainings and things, and this is a committed group. Like to see the people in the chat, how they're blowing it up right now. We get, people are showing up every time. Like that is awesome. And do not forget, tomorrow, I know it's a Friday afternoon. Do not forget to show up. It's our grand prize giveaway, guys. That's where you can win tomorrow. So we wrap it all up tomorrow. We're giving away all kinds of stuff. And you're right, Noelle. Again, my day job's DealMachine, but I'm practicing what we preach here. We're literally in the middle of 2 flips right now, one in Wildwood, one in Afton. It's put together where I'm finding the deals. I'm going out there and I've got a GC I work with and I've got private money I'm working with, and put that all together and it really ties in well with what we're talking about today. So I'd love to be able to break that down. And that's what this playbook over this week has been, is what I'm doing, what we've had over 10,000 closing in on 15,000 deals done using DealMachine. That is the playbook we're trying to hand you guys and show you, hey, go out there and use that, and then combine that with everything else Noelle's giving you. That's incredible. So you've got all that at your fingertips. I know Noelle's been running these amazing specials for her coaching through this thing too. So if you want to take this way beyond just 5 days and really take this serious and say, hey, I'm making a change, she's been giving all kinds of amazing giveaways with that, and awesome deals there. So it's just been a great week. Really, really enjoyed doing this with you so far. So we're going through day 4. You did an awesome recap, so we wanted to spend too much time on this, but is there anything else you want to say in terms of, I know we've covered this before, but just why now is such a great time to get into this? Why now is such a great time to make a change like this?
Yeah. So one of the things that there's this old saying, of course, is that, the best time to plant a tree was like 10 years ago. the second best time is right now. And that's really the thing when it comes to your business. I know for a fact I procrastinated and I did a little bit too much analysis paralysis. And really where you start to see money and results is when you actually start doing things. So of course we have a great market. Most of the people I'm seeing where people are from, people are told us, great areas in Mississippi and North Carolina, Florida. We have some amazing Chicago. We have a lot of great places in California. The people here, type in the chat where you're from, because you guys are in some really great real estate markets. So why not take advantage of that? Why not own some real estate in your area, or at the very, very minimum, start making money off the real estate that's in your area? Like either way, there's a path for you. And like I said, I started when I was broke, bankrupt, bad credit, no money, and I was able to do 13 deals in the first year. And then got into the fixing and flipping, started making even more money. Because like I said, way more profits on a fix and flip, especially when you use these marketing tactics to find your properties and source your deals. So instead of fixing and flipping houses that, you found with a realtor, this is how I ended up in the basement. I found some properties with a real estate agent that needed fixing up. Instead of finding someone that was behind on their payments or in divorce or in bankruptcy or probate, those were actually better houses to flip. So you guys already know that. You know what I mean? Kanisha's in Vegas, like some amazing area, New York, Chicago, Maryland's in Louisville. I have stuff in Louisville and Capel area, Dallas area of Texas, Connecticut. Like you guys are in some Louisiana, Ohio. You're in some amazing areas. And so these are great areas to say, okay, either I'm going to do some wholesaling, I'm going to do some fixing and flipping, or I'm going to get some rental properties at a very minimum. And I even know how to get the funding for this. So it's a great time to be alive, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I love, is that you're taking things into your own hands, regardless of what's going on out there. Like you are going out and controlling your own destiny. So that is what we want to empower you guys to do. That on our end is really our mission as well. And, we've modeled this 5-day challenge after challenges like this of what Ryan went through. In 17 days, he did his first deal. 400 deals later, he is still out there getting, in the Kansas City area, St. Joseph, Missouri market, doing this exact playbook. Patrick Martin's another one we've been sharing this week, who's somebody who was sleeping in his truck, going down, doing this on a zero budget, right? And went out there and educated himself, found DealMachine in 10 months, did 14 deals, over $150K in wholesale fees. So he went out there, took this into his own hands as well. That is our goal, is to give you the technology to go out there and do that and apply this. And so, again, we've had over 10,000 deals done, closing in on 15,000 deals done using this technology, using this playbook. Really proud to say we're the highest rated and most reviewed app out there to go do this stuff. And just one last reminder again is go, take this knowledge, take this technology, take this playbook, go get it done, and come back here tomorrow, same time. We're going live one final time for day 5. Giving you, the continuation, the final page of that playbook, and then again helping you overcome challenges. And we're giving away, again, if you do the homework, we're giving away over $4,000 in free stuff total throughout this week. So you got to complete the homework. You got to be on live. What that homework was right here, I will give you that in this quick training recap. But Noelle, anything else?
Naomi is here, our first winner who did the homework the first day.
Yes.
Because remember, the first day's homework was put a list together. So again, your homework was do something to move you forward. And so she did it. Great. And then she won. A lot of other people did it as well. So now the homework is take that list and contact them. So again, helping you help you. So again, you already got the recap. We're not going to spend a lot of time with that, but you know how to put your list together. If for some reason you didn't get a chance to see day 1, go back and watch day 1. It's not going to be available forever. So you have a copy. If you're in noelleschallenge.com, you have all of those replays. We send them to you. They're there. So go back and watch day 1. Make sure you truly understand how to put your list together. I gave you guys some tips, not only on how to put the list together, but what type of zip codes, we talked about, should you go downtown or should you go way out in the rural areas? I gave you those answers. People asked about, what types of properties, how many bedrooms, different type, should I go after apartment buildings? We really talked about all of that and how single family was a really good place to start. Tons of financing. Obviously there's lots of money to be made in apartment buildings, but for most people, that's not where you should start. It is actually a little bit more complicated, and you can really get, if you do some single families, then you'll automatically graduate to multifamily. Or you can start with some multifamily, 2, 4 units. I'm not saying go get a 100 unit apartment building for your first deal, But, you know, a 5-unit, a 10-unit apartment building, I actually have had new investors, especially depends on what you do for work. You know, if you're really organized, you know, I've had people that they work in the school. It was a principal. Yeah, that guy was totally able to manage an apartment building and understand the complexity of that. So, you know what's best for you. I just want to encourage everybody, whether you're in Mississippi or whether you are in Montana, there are deals for you. And we have day 1 where we teach you how to find that. Day 2 talks about how you can put that business together so that you can start getting business funding. Day 3 yesterday, Wednesday, we talked about, oh, sorry, go ahead, Matt. Sorry, you
got it. Yeah, I love it. You're good.
Okay, day 3 was, okay, so actually go back and show the thing. So day 1 was.
Day 1 was that building
list, building
right?
that motivated sellers list. And we showed you how to do all of that. You're right. Day 2 was.
And here, real quick, that link at the bottom, I'll throw that back up on.
Yes, throw that link. So
too.
People don't have DealMachine. Remember, you get the free trial. So go to, DealMachine.com/Noelle. Make sure you get your free trial so you can do the homework.
Yep. Exactly. Make it a little easier on you.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep. So day 2, we talked about some easy paths to unlimited funding. Talked to you guys about especially that business checking account and that merchant processing, how to get those accounts for free and get some capital right there. And then day 3 was obviously marketing. And kind of talking with those sellers, how to start talking with them, how to have those conversations, gave you some tips on what not to say, and really showed you the biggest secret of all, that you have help with Alma inside of DealMachine, just something that did not exist at all. I think that was like a dream. I wish I had a robot to help me tell me what to say when I'm talking to sellers. That's like a crack dream, in 2009. And now it's like reality.
Now it's real. Yeah.
Amazing.
Pretty wild times we live in.
It's wild. It is wild. I remember being on the phone sweating under my arms when making those first phone calls to sellers. And now you guys have the little app that helps you, so you don't get all flustered and forget what to say.
Oh, Tiara's cracking up in the chat. I would love to know. I'd love to know who for the homework so far. Like I see Dwayne in here saying I've been contacting him. Jump in the chat. Let us know where you're at in the homework. Like, give us a little status update. Let us know. We want to help you guys get over that hump. To turn in the homework there too. Here, Emmanuel had asked, didn't know where to submit.
Okay, let's give you the link to submit the homework. Again, anybody watching on social media or YouTube, get to noelleschallenge.com so you can see what we're putting here in the chat. We're giving you all the links to where you turn your homework in. That's how you can win those prizes and the scholarship that we still have available. That's going to be given out tomorrow. We already had a winner who won, amazingly, and she's showing up every day like we knew she would. She's amazing. And we have some amazing help for you. So if you come into the actual webinar jam by going to noelleschallenge.com, if you need help or assistance, we make sure those links are there for you as well. Matt has been so gracious helping people navigate DealMachine, which is a pretty easy system, but any little glitch you have, he's able to help or get you help.
Yeah. Always looking at, and if you have a suggestion too, we're always evolving, right? We're always adding new things. So, I'll say on our end, it's noelleschallenge.com/homework that you can get all the downloadables, that you turn in the homework there. That's where you can officially submit it. Again, we'll keep sharing out those replays so that way you guys can catch up and make sure that you have all that done. Naomi, again, congratulations on winning the first prize yesterday. So that's awesome to see you're back in here. There's the woohoo.
That's right. Yes, and Kanisha said, I'm on you. I'm going to do my homework and get in there.
Do it. Hey, you got the big prize left to win, everybody. So
we do. The big prize is still out there. Naomi can still win. She can win that too if you do the homework. If you haven't done the homework the first time, you can still do it. So your name's in there twice.
Exactly. Yeah. If you turn in again, you double up your chances there. So, and then Judy said, if you've been watching on the lives until now, that's great. If you go back and rewatch the other replays, I'll make sure. And if you guys can't find the replay links for whatever reason, just email me direct. I'll throw my email in the chat here on Webinar Jam right now. Feel free to email me direct and I'll make sure you get both of those replay links, or all three of them, I guess, to this point. And then, you can still get that 7-day free trial. It's not too late there. So we have that lined up for you to be able to take that on today. Just DealMachine.com/Noelle. That's going to get you 7 days free with a bunch of bonuses for marketing that we covered yesterday. Get that. And then you can, do the homework here within the next, 23 plus hours. So, all right.
All right.
Amazing. Great recap. Here's what that homework was. It was going out there and specifically was pull your list of your first 200 leads, which day 1, we taught you how to do that. And then day 3, we taught you, okay, how to take those leads and reach out to them in the most effective ways possible and negotiate with sellers. So that was the homework, was leading with action, leading by doing, going out there and getting over any kind of intimidation you might have and say, hey, I'm going to get out there and just click call on DealMachine. You've got the number included for free. You've got all of this data about the property. You've got all of this data about the owner. All it takes is that one click to actually call them. And then on top of that, when you're in there, like Noelle said, you literally have AI, telling you, hey, go out there, ask them about this, ask them about that. Like gives you advice in real time of how to take that conversation forward. So keep using that, go out there and just lead by doing, and then turn that in that noelleschallenge.com/homework link right there. And get it done. And then again, one last time on the office hours, that's a really, really great resource where if we don't get to your question today, or you are doing it and you're like, oh man, how do I do this or that? Here are those office hours for which it looks like the last one is literally the hour before we go live. So if you're try not to wait till then, but if you have to cram and turn it in at the very end, hey, you know what? You've got Ryan right here to help you out. So we have those office hours every single week. 4 days a week live, with our head of customer success leading those. And even if you don't have a very specific question, if you jump on there, you're going to learn some new pro tip that you didn't know going into it. So,
yeah,
cool. All right. Well, let's get to the new stuff. Noelle, anything else on the recap?
The new stuff. So again, today's going to all be about funding. So again, everybody says the thing that's stopping them. This is the story that you have in your head, is that you don't have the money. And I'm here to tell you, yes, you do. There are so many different paths to money, especially for a business, especially for real estate deals. Okay. This is something that makes money. So there's tons of places that are interested in financing these deals. And this is something that will actually add to the longevity and the stability of your business. Whether you buy residential properties and you keep a portfolio for stability, or if you buy a commercial property, like even the office that you work in, or a commercial piece of real estate that you can rent out. We have a property in Orlando that we purchased. It's a commercial condo. It's about 1,500 square feet. So we got that with New Res, and it's owned by, me and the investors of New Res. And we actually worked out of that office for about 3 years. We had a crazy situation happen. I'll one day really share with you guys what it was, but I'll tell you the short part of it was a car came crashing through the front door. Okay. And it has to do with a cheating husband. That's all I'll say for now. Okay. But long story short, after that happened and we got the building all fixed up and put the door back together, we decided we should just rent the place out. So it's now a salon. So it brings in income. So again, you can work out of it, and then you can make it into a rental property. So it's a salon. They do lashes, they do facials and different things like that in the office. And it used to be a real estate office. And then of course, with commercial real estate, most people do 3-year leases and 5-year leases. They're not really short leases. So it really does create some stable passive income for you. Okay. But let's get into funding your deals. Okay. So you have this amazing list. You can think of your mind, what you're going to do, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's fixing and flipping, whether it is you're going to get some rental properties. You have an idea, or maybe you're going to even get your first property. Because for some of you, you haven't even bought your first home. And that is an opportunity for you, especially with this new mindset that you have, where I should buy an investment quality property. So instead of you kind of being a newbie out there looking for real estate, you might look and see, where are properties appreciating very well? Oh, Noelle told me don't buy properties way, way out in the middle of nowhere where there's not much. Noelle explained to me that downtown is really expensive. So it's probably won't be where I get my first property. You may even use these techniques that we taught you on finding people that are in distress, or finding people that are going through divorce or bankruptcy, a lot of those different niches that we gave you. And that's how you buy your first home. But you will still be able to qualify for that 95 and 97% financing. So usually when you buy your first property, most people go to a bank, they get either a conventional loan at 95 or 97% LTV, which means you only put down 3% or 5%. LTV means loan to value. So if I say a 97% LTV, I mean, you put 3% down. You get it, 97 plus 3 equals 100. Okay. So if you do a FHA loan, it's 96.5. All right. So you put down 3.5%. And that's how most people get their first homes. Okay. Especially, back in my day. But now it's like the newer generations, they're kind of skipping out on buying a lot of these homes. And many of them are renting these luxury apartments. Well, that's fine. However, if you want to get your first rental property, you can still use this method. You can buy the first home as a primary residence and put as little down as possible, move into the property, and then eventually you're going to make that property your investment property. You can move out of it, get another home. Okay. And again, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever you decide. You may live in the property for 2 or 3 years and then make it into a rental property. But the smarter thing that you're going to have done is you are going to have purchased that property at a discount, because you're going to either use like these things that I'm telling you with DealMachine, or you're going to shop a little bit smarter, more like an investor, because you have your investor mindset now. So we can talk about that. That's not what this necessarily what I'm going to be teaching about today, but I want to just put that out there, because there's a lot of people that don't realize if they don't have their first home, their primary residence, and they haven't used that financing, that's still available. In many cases, it's very easy to qualify for an FHA loan. Yes, you do have to have stable income, but you can have really bad credit. You can have a lot of stuff have happened. You can have a low credit score, and you can get approved for an FHA loan. Okay, so just throwing that out there. And if you want to talk more about it, I'm going to give you guys some information on that later, because we do have even government loans. We have FHA loans. We have VA loans for veterans. Okay, we have conventional loans, 95%, 97%, 80% down on investor loans. So we have those conventional loans. But what I'm going to be teaching now, we're going to talk about unconventional. Okay, I'm going to be talking to you guys about DSCR loans. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to use these business lines of credit for the down payment. So now we're going unconventional. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Because like I said, that was the regular stuff. That's people know about FHA loans. We're talking about stuff people don't know about. So y'all ready?
Let's
I need
do
to see it in the chat. I need to see it in the chat.
Put in the chat if you're ready.
Tell me I'm ready.
I love how approachable you make this too. Like
Okay.
that's the thing. People just don't know. I mean, it's always, how do you find the deal? How do you fund the deal? Right. And so you to be able to present these options and dig a little bit deeper than most people even know about. I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, I don't think most people even think about using just traditional financing. They always think that they have to put 20% down. They have to put 20% down. And it's like, yes, technically, but there's some ways around that. And it's almost like you should take advantage of it, especially if you're a veteran. Seriously. That's almost crazy not to get that primary residence, because you can eventually make it to your rental property. So, all right. So obviously everybody's ready now. Everybody go, okay, I'm getting the love that I wanted. Okay, I'm getting the love that I wanted. Carlene, Marion, Katasha. Yes, yes, yes. Sherman, Melanie, I'm seeing. Okay, Jasmine, everybody's ready. Okay, so I'm going to show you newlending.com. Okay, NUULENDING.com, newlending.com. Okay, so I partner with some lenders, and we have, like I said, so much funding available for investors. And this is mostly what investors are using now. It's a product called DSCR. So if you go to the website, New Lending, then you go to featured products. Okay, you see about us, you'll see our products, and you see featured products. Go to featured products, and then go to DSCR loans. Okay, you guys see it here on the screen in Webinar Jam. Okay, so let's talk about the DSCR loan, because that is what most of my investors are using right now, just because this is a very fast way to get a property. Interest rates are actually very, very reasonable. You do not have to show proof of income. So this is not one where they're digging in, asking for your tax returns and your pay stubs, and they're asking, hey, let me see, if your job, they don't ask about those things. These loans are actually business loans. Okay, so DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio. So in other words, this is a loan that is based on the property covering the debt. Okay, so the point of all of these loans would be that you are going to use them as investment properties. So these are specifically for investment properties, whether you want to do short-term rentals, long-term rentals, or even midterm rentals. Okay, mid would be 6-month leases, 3-month leases. A lot of people actually specialize in them. Short-term rentals are Airbnbs. Think Airbnb, home away, vacation rental by owner, booking.com, 3 nights, 7 nights. Great cash flow on those properties. Long-term rentals are 1-year leases, 2-year leases, vacant, unfurnished properties. Okay, so you have all of those options with a DSCR loan. You can have short-term rentals. They're mostly Most of the lenders do long-term rentals. And if you have a lease, all you have to do is produce a lease that covers the mortgage payment and the interest, the principal, the interest, the taxes, and the insurance. As long as the lease covers that, you're fine. You're going to get approved. Again, mostly it's based off of your credit. So you'll see the minimum is a 660. If you really want to get a decent interest rate, if you have a 740, 750, 760, they have some actually really good interest rates. I'm talking like 7.5%, somewhere in there. Like if the higher your credit score, so look right there, look. For those looking here on the webinar jam, thank you for zooming in, Matt. You see it says minimum FICO 660. So that's your personal credit score. So although I'm saying this is a business loan and they will put the loan in your business's name, and in fact, we suggest that. It's almost a given that you are going to get an LLC for your rental property. And I'm being a little bit specific in saying an LLC because, of course, you can do a corp. But I'm going to just go out. And again, I'm not a tax attorney. Noelle is not a tax advisor or an attorney. So this is just my opinion. I don't think you should buy real estate in a corporation. Okay. And I've been slapped on the hand for doing that. The interest, if you ever die, the interest kind of gets messed up, especially if you have other investors that you're taking on. The simpler business structure would be an LLC for real estate, typically speaking. Okay. And I think most of y'all kind of know that. So you're going to get an LLC and you're actually going to purchase the property in that LLC's name. And again, you can do 2, 3, 4 properties in one LLC. I don't, some people recommend every single property you purchase, you do an LLC. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a tax advisor. You do you. I'm not even going to give you my advice. I'm just going to say I don't do that personally. I have tried. It gets very, very hectic. Okay. But I don't suggest putting all of your real estate in one LLC. So you're not going to put too many, maybe not more than $1 million worth of real estate in one LLC. But then you're going to put the property in that LLC, and the loan itself is going to be in that LLC's name. Of course, they're going to check your credit score, make sure you have more than a 660. You're like a personal guarantor. But this loan will not report on your personal credit report unless you default. So it's an amazing thing. I have tons of these loans my own self, okay, because they don't report on my personal credit report. And so basically, if you have a over 660 score and you got your 20% down and you have some reserves, you're pretty much approved. Okay. It's a very, very straightforward loan because it's for investment property. So you don't necessarily have a lot of the protections that you might have with like an FHA loan. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the interest rates can go, if they want to, they can charge you 14% interest rate, 15% interest rate, and with a really low credit score, you might be in the 12, 14% interest rate. And again, I'm talking current day because they fluctuate. Okay. But if you have a good credit score, I think it's like over 740, over 760. The interest rates were actually around 7.5%, 8.5%. They were actually very, very good. Okay. And then you remember, again, not a tax attorney or tax advisor, but the mortgage interest rate on your properties is tax deductible. So it's one of the deductions that you usually can take. Again, if you talk to your CPA about that. So it's not usually a bad thing to pay some interest. Okay. Additionally, they'll go up to 80% LTV. So when I was talking about, okay, you're building your business credit, you're going to get the lines of credit, you're going to get those business credit cards, you're going to get those business loans. Well, this is what you would do. You would use that money, you put it into your business checking account. With these DSCR loans, because they're business loans, they're not going to scrutinize you so much. It's not like an FHA loan, loan process where they're like, where did you get that money? I need you to source it. I need you to tell me where you got it, who gave it to you, where did they get it? Like with an FHA loan, if you have a $10,000 or $8,000 deposit to your account, they have a fit. They need to know where that money comes from before they can approve that loan. Well, with a DSCR loan, that's not the case. That's not the case. This is a loan for your business. This is a loan for an investment property. So the property itself, that collateral, is really what they're lending on. So yes, they will do an appraisal. Okay, let's talk about some of the documentation. So like I said, they'll go up to 80% LTV. Most of the time, it's 75 or 80% is what most of my people do. Like I said, they don't verify your employment. They don't call your job. They don't tell your job what they're doing. They don't ask for your tax returns. You being a first-time investor is okay. I know a lot of times with fix and flip loans, sometimes they want that experience. Well, not with a DSCR loan. Again, this is for you to build a portfolio. These are investor loans, and these loans have been around for quite some time. It just wasn't as readily available as they are now. So that's why I want you guys to take advantage of them. Let me keep explaining. All right, so let's talk about the documentation. Can you scroll a little bit,
Yep.
Matt, for me?
There you go.
There we go. Okay, so then they have the alt documentation loan. So again, if you're self-employed or whatever, they can do ultimate documentation like instead of tax returns, they might ask you for a couple of bank statements just to verify the money's in there and kind of what the deposits have been. And then they'll even do second loans. You see that? They'll do up to $450,000 on a closed-end second, so just a second loan. So if you have an investment property, and you have maybe a small first, they'll actually even do a second loan, DSCR. Then there's the imperfect credit. So if you have shaky credit, okay, you got a 610, 620. Well, guess what? There are loans for you available for that to buy real estate, okay, to buy investment properties. And you can even have had some mortgage late. If you look right there, look, it says 1 times 30. That means you have been 30 days late in the past 12 months, okay? So long as you haven't been 60 days late in the past 12 months. So again, very, very loose credit guidelines available for these investor loans. All right. And then there was one other loan I wanted to show you guys. Let's keep scrolling down. So I know there also was jumbo loan. So so let me give you one more piece of information. So when you're with a conventional loan, even a government loan, there's a max loan amount. I believe it right now is like $474,000. And then anything over that is called a jumbo loan. So if you wanted to buy like a small mansion or a $2 million property, a $5 million property, those are jumbo loans. And they even have that documentation, those loans available with limited documentation. So full doc under these requirements are bank statements. And they have 12-month bank statement program, and they have 24-month bank statement program. And what they do is they just look at the deposits, and they base your income off of the deposits. They add them up, they average them, and some places they'll let you do 100% of the deposits, and some lenders only take 80% of the deposits. So it really depends on what lender they're going to send it to, and it depends on your credit score. Obviously, the higher your personal credit score, the way more stuff you can get at a lower interest rate. So some of you guys will text me like, I have a 780 credit score. Well, great. I know it gets boring just logging in, staring at it. So when are you going to put it to work?
Love it.
And if you have these great credit scores, you got to put them to work. That you built this credibility. You let people know, okay, I'm a stand-up person. I pay people back. Well, great. Now you can actually take on some debt with some real estate because, again, yes, it's debt, but it's also an asset. Okay, there's an asset that comes with it, especially doing what we're teaching you here, where you're finding properties that are in distress, finding properties that are at a discount, finding properties that you have equity in. It actually builds your net worth. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody understands that you can finance these things and you don't have to be afraid. Again, I'm teaching my students, you want to find properties that have options for you. Okay, so one of the things we stay away from is a HOA that says no short-term rentals, because we want them to be able to do short-term rentals. We want to do long-term rentals. We want to do midterm. We want to be able to live there if we want to. So we want that flexibility. So we try not to find properties that have all these restrictions, because as investors, we're going to do what the market is giving us. You know, if Airbnb is blowing up and I'm getting $300 a night, then that's what I'm doing. But if the numbers start to go down and I can just take a tenant, a long-term tenant, and they give me $2,200 per month and I don't have to do anything, then that's another strategy I'll do. So when you combine all of your knowledge, all of this knowledge that so many of you guys have now, again, I've been teaching some of you guys. I know for a fact I've been seeing your names for months and months. So I know you know a lot more than you think you do. It's really just time to put it to work.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Yeah, I've got a good number of great questions coming in too. So
okay, let's go.
Are you ready for a couple of them?
Yeah, let's do some questions before I get to the next part.
Fantastic. So a couple questions here. One from, let's see, I had a couple actually really quick here. Naomi asked, should I contact a lead if it's owned by an LLC? Absolutely. Our DealMachine LLC ownership data is like top notch. I would highly recommend it. In fact, I'd even like target people who own LLCs just because it's data that's really hard to find at scale. Like it takes forever to find those numbers and that contact info. So Naomi, I think LLC corporate owned properties inside DealMachine is a really good strategy. We had Nicole said, can you get a DSCR loan if you don't own your own property? I rent a house at this moment.
That's a great question. We do have some lenders that will, where you do not have to own your primary residence. However, Most of the lenders that we have. So I do. So again, especially if you have, I think that's when it's going to, if you don't have your primary residence, they add a restriction that your credit score has to be a little bit higher. So that's fine. And your LTV might be reduced, but I'm almost certain they will, I know I have a lender that will do it. But you obviously, if you have a primary residence, that does make it easier to get an investor loan because it's already shown that you've paid a mortgage, but it is not required. No, you can get these loans, especially if you have a good credit score. And also or if you're willing to put down a little bit more than 20%, you may have to put down 25 or 30.
Cool. Lorraine had asked, can you get a DSCR loan with no money down or little money down?
So it's not, they don't have any 100% DSCR loans. So when we say you can get these with no money down, we're talking about you getting the down payment from somewhere else. So like I said, you may use your 401k, you may use your savings. Great, that's your own money. Or you could get a line of credit. You could walk into a bank, get a personal line of credit, or go to SoFi.com, go to WellsFargo.com and say, I want to get a $50,000 personal loan, and get that $50,000, put it into an account, and then use that as the down payment with a DSCR loan. You can do that. So they don't have those restrictions about where the down payment comes from. So when we're telling you little or no money, we're actually saying you could borrow 100% of it, but the DSCR loan won't go over 80%. But the other, where you got that 20% from, you could have raised that from investors. You can get, again, and let me give you all of the different ways I have done this in the past.
We had that question too. This is great.
Okay?
Yeah.
You can take investors. Okay. I don't know how, I can't even tell you. There in my part of my neighborhood, I believe we say there's 70 houses. Okay. They're like these small mansions, and they're mostly used for investment properties. I think they're all 6 bedrooms to 14 bedrooms. I'm like 2 or 3 people that actually lives here. Most people, they use these properties as investment properties. And quite frankly, when my kids get a little bit older, I'm going to turn this into an investment property because these properties rent for almost $1,000 per night. Okay. So most of these properties are actually owned by families, and it'll be like a mom, a dad, and another couple. So a lot of times, like the house next door, for example, it's 2 couples. And it's like a brother-in-law and a sister-in-law. You get what I'm saying? Like these 2 are brother and sister, and then these are like the in-laws, and it's 4 of them. They created an LLC, and they all put in, I want to say they had to put down $200,000. They all put in like $50,000, or each couple put in $100,000, and they now own that, $1.8 million house. Okay. And then they rent it out and they split the proceeds. So you can actually do things with family members and create an LLC with the family members. You can even just not put them on the LLC and take them as investors. Okay. So you can raise the money through investors, family members, and do it that way. Again, that's a perfectly legitimate way, and a big way that most people start building a portfolio. We actually have a student where they created an entire investment group. She's actually an immigrant, and their group put together like $250,000, and they're going to get like 6-7 properties. That's their plan. And they're going to be investment properties in that group. So you can create these investment groups. You can take investors from family. You can take friends. You can borrow the money. Like I said, you can use a line of credit. You can do a personal line of credit in your own name, or you can do a business line of credit. So if you have the business established, you can walk into Chase Bank, and they'll give you a business line of credit, or PNC Bank, for example, Regions Bank, Truist Bank. I could give you US Bank. I could give you like 10 lenders right now that will do a business line of credit for a minimum of $50,000 with a new LLC, so long as you, the business owner, have had the business for more than a year and you have more than a 680 credit score. So that's another way. Okay. And then you can do that at multiple banks. So you could go to 2-3 banks and get 2 or 3 business lines of credit, and those be your down payment. All right. That's another way. Another way could be with credit cards, business credit cards. People say, well, how do you get the money off the business credit card? Now, this is a little bit more complicated. And this is usually something I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to give you a lot of caution with what I'm saying, because if you don't do this properly, you're going to get in trouble. And this is usually for my mentorship students because I have to give you a little bit more, but I'm just going to quickly say it. And those that with enough knowledge, they'll get all of it together the correct way. If you don't get it the correct way, leave it alone. But if you have more than one business, and I have a business credit card, I can make an invoice from one business to the next and start pulling cash off of that card legally and ethically. Okay. I can actually do that. And I can create 2 businesses, and one business can loan one business the other. One business can invoice the other business. et cetera, et cetera. So long as it's actually done correctly. Okay. You can do that. And that's an easy way that people pull, like they'll have a credit card, $25,000. They'll, instead of just taking the cash limit, because sometimes they'll say your credit limit is 25,000, but your cash limit is just 5,000. It's like, well, how do I get the 25,000? Well, I just gave you the answer. One answer. Again, use that with caution. Another thing that you can do is a business loan. So I said business line of credit. I said business credit card. There's actually just straight up business loans. Okay. And once you actually have a business and decent credit score, you will open up your mailbox and there's going to be offers from companies like On Deck and SoFi Business. And Matt, you probably get them all the time where they're offering you business loans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But the reason that you wouldn't take up those if you don't have a use for them. But if you have in your mind, okay, I'm going to buy an asset, an income producing asset, then it does make sense to borrow some of these monies because you are going to be recouping these items. Lots of the interest is a tax deduction to your business, and it allows you to keep your savings. So if you have a 401k with $200,000 for your retirement, instead of pulling out from that, why not borrow? Again, I'm an MBA. I'm not afraid of debt. There are others culturally, religion-wise, they're not into debt. I get that. And if you're irresponsible and you haven't figured out what to do and how to pay your bills, then maybe you should mess with debt. But if you really want to become a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, you're going to have to learn to take on debt and pay it.
Well, one, put in the chat if you're getting anything out of this, guys. This is incredible. You are a wealth of knowledge, Noelle. And you already answering.
I'm pumped about this because I actually am doing 2 deals right now for one of my students. She's buying a condo, and I'm waiting to hear back from the other broker, and she has a DSCR loan, but she also has another lender that offer her DSCR. So I've really been looking at these DSCR loans from different lenders and seeing how good the rates are. At one point, those interest rates had got over 10%. But now that they're under that, I'm like, wow. So the mortgage payment is going to be like only $1,300, and the average profit is like $2,300. Like the average rent is $2,300. I mean, like, wow, that's a really good deal. So I'm really excited and want more people to step into this and get their rental portfolios going.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can really be a mogul with, a handful of properties.
It's so good. The chat's blowing up saying, this is epic. This is great. So much value. This is amazing. I love it. So there are a lot of good questions. I know, again, I want to make sure we stay on time for you, Noelle, as well.
Yeah. So I hope actually was funny. Yeah. I feel like I answered 2 or 3 questions because I was going for so long. That was great. I feel like I was touching on other people's questions.
You did.
Was there any other question I didn't catch when I was saying all of that?
No, I mean, I think in general as well, I know obviously you've got your direct help. People can work with you, your coaching, all of that as well. So, I wish we could stay on for hours and answer every question we've got here. We have so many good ones, but you did answer quite a few just naturally going, educating people on that right there. So, I know you mentioned on this webpage, is there anything else you wanted to make sure we hit before?
Yeah, so just again, reminding you that the DSCR loans are in your business's name. So again, this is actually how you really can take your business to the next level. Seriously, like you don't have to rely on your personal credit to get all of this stuff. You really can start a business and let it open up a lot of doors for you.
So good. Here, let me throw this back up here. So again, seller answers, phenomenal, no brainers, great. Look at all these comments in the chat, incredible. So
right. So I basically told you how to leverage your personal credit and your own assets. So like I said, you can walk into walk into Wells Fargo, walk into SoFi, get a personal loan if you want, and that could be the down payment with combining that with the DSCR loan. So you can leverage your personal credit, and if you have good personal credit, that will help you get business credit faster. If you have bad personal credit, that is okay. You can build business credit also. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. But if you have that good personal credit, you're crazy not to start leveraging it, especially for business credit, because it won't report on your personal credit report unless you default, which obviously that's not what you do, because why you have good personal credit.
Right. It. Yeah. Love it. The web page again, we'll put that link in the chat. It was New Lending.
We'll put that link in the chat. So again, you guys can go through that website. I was just actually touching on a few, but we have tons of different loans. We have commercial loans. I've already mentioned the government loans, but if you were looking to buy an apartment building or buy an office, that is financing that we have as well. And doesn't require you to show your tax returns and all those other things. So look through the New Lending website, NUULENDING.com, newlending.com. and read about all of those. And if you want to apply, you're not even going to have pull your credit or anything. It's just a contact form where you're letting us know what loans you're interested in. And then we'll connect you with someone that can can talk with you and find out really what your goals are and get you going. Like I said, we have tons of investors. I have so many more wanting to invest. And now we have this really good time of the year. We're spring. People are starting to come out. People are traveling. We got some other craziness going on, but for the most part, the economy right now is fine. So it's really time for us to kick in and get going with our plan.
Go. Yeah. Eric said, this is something I need to watch several times. Mind blown. Yep. I agree, Eric. Before we wrap up, Noelle, do you want to talk about if people do want to work with you directly? There's so many questions.
Yeah, so of course, people I've already seen in the chat. I got to put my good glasses on. I've already seen people in the chat. Like, is there any spaces left? There's a couple spaces left to this program. Okay, this is what I have available, and you're gonna love this. Okay, just go to noelleschallenge.com/special. All of it is on the page right there. Okay, so if you want to continue with this week, obviously we have another day. I'm not saying we're not going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. But if you want to sign up, we start next Tuesday with our 90-day coaching program to take this to the next level. So finishing out some of the things you started, you have your leads, you have your plan, you started to build your business. Well, let's take it to the next level and work with me for the next 3 months. Okay. Get the Fast Track to Freedom course. That's valued at over $5,000. That's a full course on wholesaling, fixing and flipping, rental properties, how to do the projects, has the contractor list, scripts, templates, everything is inside of that course. Not to mention the business builder package. So if you're wanting to build business credit, you feel like you got a couple of the pieces, but you need the whole thing to put together. Well, I'm going to give you that full business package. We're also going to have weekly group calls. So every week there will be a call for the next 3 months with us just working through, answering your questions, doing Q&A, doing role play if you need to, us giving you some lessons and following up from the courses that you're taking. Then you'll have 6 one-on-one calls. So you'll have your assigned coach. You actually will get to have 6 calls with them that you schedule when you want to over the next 3 months. So we figure like one every other week. It's usually what most people want to do, once every 2 weeks. Do a call with their coach so that they can be moving along. You also have unlimited access to our email, so you can email us all the time. One of those emails actually comes to my phone as well for just my students, and I'm always in there answering, helping you do property submission reviews. We will give you one of those where any property that you find will help you analyze it and teach you so that you can go forward and you always know how to analyze properties. Inside of the course, we have an analyzer, but with the property submission review, that's just for the students in this, we'll actually go through the whole thing with you and kind of just step by step so that you learn it and you feel like, all right, I know how to fish. So as a bonus, though, we have 3 bonuses still left and they're almost gone. But the first one is you can bring a buddy for free. Okay, so if you have somebody you want to do this with, you guys can actually split the cost. Okay, one person pay half, the other person pay half. Okay, so you can bring a buddy for free. They get full access to the course. That way too, if you have a business partner, they can learn instead of you trying to learn it and give it back to them. You guys can learn together. I really feel like people are stronger together. I love that. I've had business partners where it's brother, sister. Right now I have twin sisters. Father, daughters, mother, sons. Like, we have so many business partner combinations. And it really, what I love about the Bring a Buddy for Free is, one, obviously you guys can split the cost. But 2, if you have a good business partner, it's either 1, half the work because you guys can split the work, or y'all get double the amount of stuff done. So either way, it's an amazing thing if you get a good business partner. So we'll let you bring your business partner for free because I absolutely love business partners and feel like, again, you're stronger together. But then we're also going to give you a fast track call. So that's a Zoom call with me and my team. We'll come up with your next best move. Okay. And that's only for, I think we have like 15 of those left total. Because again, those calls actually have me on them. I really have to go through, find your zip codes, where you are. Like, we really give you your plan. And then last but not least, you will get DealMachine Pro. Okay. And Matt, you know about this. You'll get that for 6 months. So we'll just pay for that for 6 months, the pro version. So you'll work with me for 3, and then you'll still have 3 more months of that paid for. So you can just go out, keep getting deals. You and your business partner, y'all just keep it moving. Okay.
Yeah.
So
pro is like sorry to cut you off there, but pro is all the bells and whistles, like all the AI stuff, all the mail stuff, all of you get 3 users on your account like that. That's the best bang for your buck in terms of the best account we offer there.
Absolutely. So I have pro, obviously, because I'm a pro and I do different campaigns in it. So like right now, we'll find those corporate owners and we're doing property management campaigns. Like, hey, I'm not even trying to buy your home. Let me just manage it. And then inside of our agreements, you know, we have some stuff to help us get those properties. So again, I will teach you all of that stuff and more. But we start on Tuesday. Go to noelleschallenge.com/special. There are payment plans available. If you pay in full, though, you do get the discounted price of $4,997, and that's everything that's included. You get all of that, and that's paid in full. If you do the payment plan, it is a little bit more, but again, both are available, and you can get started right away. We're going to be starting on Tuesday. We have another day of this challenge, so I want to see you guys back tomorrow. Think about this. We're almost done. I want you guys to take advantage of this coaching. I got a few more spaces. You guys have been amazing. I would love to keep coaching you guys for the next few months. I even have some alumni on here, and we're doing some more amazing stuff. So once you kind of get in Noelle's world, we stay together. We work year after year together. I have students that have come back, you know, they put it down for a year, something, you know, going through marriage, divorce, having kids, whatever they're doing. And then they pick it right back up because it's amazing. Real estate, this stuff worked in 2009 and it still works in 2025. It's just gotten easier. We have a better technology with DealMachine, so it's easier for us to find deals. We're not making as many mistakes. We can get more information faster. You don't have to put the spreadsheets together and all that stuff. And now, too, you can get stuff done a lot faster with business credit. So because you can build business credit, get some trade lines going, you know, that'll give you money for toner. Even just if you have bad credit, you have to start with vendor credit. I have students that will use it to get toner, paper, a computer, a printer, and then they just do deals like that. And they don't even have to make any payments. And again, in their business's name. So many ways for you to say, okay, now is the time. I can do this. I'm going to go forward. And I would love to help you. And again, obviously everybody can't, I can't mentor everyone, but the guys here, you guys here, I'm just loving y'all energy and I would love to keep working with you. But I'm also happy to see you here again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll say one more day, guys. So I was going to say in the meantime, happy deal finding. I'm very, very excited to be on same time, same place tomorrow. Get that homework done. So one final reminder, let me throw up the homework slide. Here we go.
So that homework.
Go out there. If you're going to, you know, obviously we threw the links in the chat for working with Noelle directly. We threw the links in the chat for newlending.com. So those are all the resources from today. In addition to that, you have the DealMachine free trial. So you can activate that. Go out there. You've got like 23 hours to get it done. Go out there. It's DealMachine.com/Noelle. Go pull your first list. That was day one. Go mark it to your list. That was yesterday, our training there. Rewatch those replays if need be. Email me direct. Yeah, get it done. There we go. Love that. Email me direct if you can't find the links. And then here's that homework submission link. Last one right there. noelleschallenge.com/homework. And we will see you tomorrow.
Yes, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.